Right, it's a road test day. Let me take you for a spin. We're road testing Peugeot 306cc. It's 2012, I think it is. Now it's 2010, convertible. So far, really nice car. Bodywork is excellent. Only a tiny bit of noise from cold start in the engine. So yeah, let me just put the seatbelt on. Haven't been actually on for some longer stories for someone. So now I'm gonna take you for the road spin. Let's go. So, do you like Peugeots? Why and why not? Comment below. Let's pull up the conversation. Do you like convertibles for Peugeots? If you do, leave your comments. We can start some discussion. So yeah, let me just remind you why the road test is important, and a few tips when you're gonna go to check the car yourself, so you can take something with you. A couple of things under the bonnet. Make sure the fluid levels are fine, everything looks nice and clean, the right colors, coolant to the nice pink or red, oil light and clean, not too runny. So you check your lights, the basics, your tires, the front disc pads and rear ones. You check your handbrake, how it pulls up. Now you check your paperwork. If you're gonna buy it, make sure you got an ID to correspond with the logbook. You know, don't forget about purchase invoice, right? So let's come back to the road test. So then you start the car, make sure the engine is cold, right? And so you're listening for the cold start, any suspicious noise. In general, engine, when you start the engine and the road test, your main concern is the engine noise, or any suspension noise, any vibration. Try always pick up the speed within the legal limit matters, right? So you can feel how the car is performing under load. You know, don't just do normal boring driving. Otherwise you're not gonna get to the bottom. Maybe you wanna do a bit of rough driving, slow it down, accelerate it, go through the gears. And as I mentioned, which is crucial, what the point of it is, you're looking for little sounds, little vibrations, some knocks. Try and change the road surfaces from smooth to uneven to the rough. If you can't find any, drive on the side of the curb and drive off. You can do it from both, from the left side of the road or right side of the road. If you struggle to find something what I just described, that could work as a good tip. And yeah, do a good 10-15 minute road test, you know, minimum 10. So the engine warms up, drive heavily, check your air conditioning, check all the heaters, the controls, check the AC is on, switch it to the hot, see if it blows hot air, and that will be an indication of the cooling system performance. As what you would be doing if you got no hot air coming, that could indicate potentially a water pump problem. Highly likely it will be, but also could be potentially indicate head gasket issue. So we're just putting the roof back on. I'm gonna go for the high speed check. See if it's vibrating, steering wheel vibrating, anything else from the suspension, and do a brake test. See if any vibration under braking. So that's what you're supposed to be doing, you know. And if under the load, under the speed, everything feels alright. Yes, it will feel awkward if you have a owner with the car, but I do feel sometimes I'm going to have to tell him, look, I'm going to be driving awkward, you know, just bear with me, put your seatbelt on and let's roll. Peugeot will do everything pretty much as we talked about. You know, you're looking for your temperature gauge, you're looking for any lights flashing under load or braking. You know, you could do a hard test if you're concerned about ABS. You know how to test ABS. Just simply pull up the speed 30, 40, right, and smash on the brakes. If the wheels are if you can hear the skidding noise, the car slides forward. That's what I mean. It means your ABS is not working, right? And probably if you can't see the light, probably somebody pulled the light out. But if the ABS is working, then obviously you will have a pedal knock and weird like electrical motor or pump feeling on a brake pedal, which will indicate ABS pump line pressure in the brake system and not allowing wheels to lock up. And that's if it's concerned. Any other electrical systems, you can just try manually test them, same as with the cruise control, put manually on and see if it performs. And if it's working, it's working. It means there's no faults in the system, anything like that. You know, if there is faults, some of the things like communication issues, you're not gonna see that as you would need a diagnostic scan. You can take with you a little EOBD reader and at least read the engine management system. You know, the main thing, your main concern, if everything in the car is working, the radio, the CD, the mirrors, everything is just moving, tilting, doing what it's supposed to be doing, right? That's your main agenda when you're checking the car. With the rest of the stuff, don't worry too much, you know, but you can get the little EOBD reader. Visit carexamer.com/shop. We have a small one, convenient, always put in a pocket, and just read the car. Or at least will give you an indication of engine management system condition. You know, if there are any faults, you can clear them before the road test, right? Read the faults before the road test, clear that if there is. Do some snapshot. After 10-15 minutes road test and different while you'll be driving the vehicle under different road conditions, and then when you come back to another one, that will give you an indication, peace of mind. You know, the best thing is if it feels right for you, it would feel right for somebody else, right? If you drive and something is not right, it's pulling to the left, it's pulling to the right slightly, probably it's not a big deal as long as there's no wrongs. It means you would just need to do a tracking, you know, have a look on our tyre wear, how even is the tyre wear. Main things concern, you can just phone somebody who knows a bit of cars, just ask a bit of advice. You can phone me or drop something in a chat box, you know, it will help you out. You know, we're always more than helpful to give you some sort of tip if you have a concern, you know. But if it brings you suspicious, something you're not certain about, you can't make a decision, just don't rush the decision to purchasing the vehicle. Just get it inspected. Get somebody who knows what they're doing, you know, mechanics, fully qualified mechanic, who loves cars, you know, how to differentiate good or bad mechanic. Probably have a look at what car they're driving, how clean it is, you know. If the car is untidy, it's not clean, probably you don't want to give that person to inspect the vehicle, because he's not gonna look for attention to detail to things. Say for instance the cleanliness of the vehicle, the condition of the carpets, the floor mats, if the keys are working in every door lock. I likely will not do that. You know, you could probably just give them to fix the vehicle wherever they do it. You know, that's a little sort of psychological tip. You know, same way you're taking. I'm gonna go off the topic. So, if you look in the car, which garage to take, how to trust the garage, just visit the garage. First will be how they talk to you. If they don't have manners. That's already first thing, is is where I would be avoiding taking my car to. As you know, there will be issues, you will have problems afterwards. Secondly, look at the garage location, where the garage location is, how many garages are there nearby. Is the area is alright? Is the garage is clean, organized? If it's unorganized, dirty, oil everywhere, it means you will have, maybe I'm all exaggerating, right? You will have stainy car afterwards, right? You know, they might not look after your keys properly. You know, there's little things how you can get to the good mechanic, you know. Sometimes, yes, what I said, I could be wrong, but in general, people who love their job, who are proud of what they're doing, you know, their place will be clean. Good. I mean, you ain't gonna be clean as your living room. Maybe some of your living room maybe is even worse than somebody's garage, right? But this is what I normally try to explain people. You know, that will give you a good indication. You know, and lastly, never buy parts yourself and take it to the garage, because you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Because if something's gonna go wrong, your warranty will be not viable, because you bought a part, you bring it, and they just simply change whatever you asked them to do. You know, if you want a job warranty, you need them to buy the parts, fit the parts. You know, even if you pay 50 quid more. You know, but if you're gonna try to save some little bobs, it will bite you later on. You know, because you're gonna pay double for the labor, and you're gonna more likely struggle with your time and effort by changing that part over, you know. Then it will come to deal with the warranty shop, because the garages is easier. They're buying everything on invoice. They can simply take this off, give everything back. They'll get the credit for the refurb parts, and because most of the warranty things in the trade is what you need to do. You have to pay for the part again, and then once it will be sent to the manufacturer to investigate. Some places, the bigger places, will not have this hassle, but smaller, that's what they will do. And then once the manufacturer will investigate the cause of the failure, will give you a verdict. Sometimes it might not be in favor to you, right? And so that's why you always let the garage deal. You know, if there are disputes, you can always, people don't know, but that will be first thing to do. If the garage doesn't want to resolve dispute, right, and if you believe you are right, sometimes people just simply chancing the hand and they think they're right, but they're not right. Same as the garages, right? They're right, and sometimes they're not right. And we can always then use independent engineers. Our inspection reports will not stand in the court, but we can help you arrange independent engineer to come out, have a look on a car, failed part, and those reports will help you to stand. Pretty much will decide your case in legally. Will make you win or lose. The evidence covered, right? So that's a good tip to remember. So the road test for little 306 convertible is done. I'm happy how it drives. It's a really nice car, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me for the ride.